The following podcast contains explicit language.
What's going on, Hive Minders? Welcome back to the Mind Meld, a podcast hosted by Mason Burns.
Hello.
And me, J.S. Price. The Mind Meld is a lively discussion about yours and our favorite stoner thoughts, pop culture references, video games, and more. Or, as we like to call it, an hour of your lives that you're never going to get back. Mason, how was your week, dude?
My week, I was bedridden.
Actually, real quick, I just want to I feel like, I haven't seen you all week.
Yep.
I'm very glad that we're here doing this because I did miss you.
Yeah,
and I was like, I want to get
too.
my quality Mason time.
I was dead to the world. It felt like the only person I really saw was Ona because she would come over. I just burped.
This guy, we're drinking pumpkin ale right now.
Tis the season.
For it's
pumpkin
October.
Ale. It's October now. Spooky month.
Anyway, you saw Ona because
she would bring me stuff. She would take care of me essentially, which was really nice of her.
Well, I kind of took care of you.
Yeah,
too.
you did. You brought me pho, but you saw me literally at my lowest point. I would probably say
that was crazy.
I remember seeing Ona the next day and being like, "Did I look bad?" And she was like, "Oh yeah, you looked out of it."
Dude, she told me about that. She was like. Yeah, I kind of told Mason that he was just looked really...
Well, because I probably did. I probably did look rough.
I mean, you looked sick, but you weren't it wasn't terrible.
I always look good, you know what I mean?
Dude, I always think you look good. I think you look handsome all the time.
Dude, thank you.
You're welcome.
I try to rizz up the camera as we speak, you know what I mean? Trying to look good.
But so you were bedridden for the week.
I don't even know what it was. I think it was just a really bad cold that just knocked me the frick out.
That's what I think it was too.
It just, I don't know what, I couldn't control my temperature. I couldn't really get out of my bed without feeling really dizzy and just fatigued. I just felt fatigued.
Well, it's funny because you had COVID
2
weeks ago.
Yeah, it was super recent.
And it wasn't nearly as bad as this.
No.
You said you felt terrible.
Yeah, this is probably the worst I've gotten sick in the past 4 years.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
4 years?
Yeah, I don't really get sick.
4 years.
Yeah, well, I'm the kind of person that when I get sick, I kind of just muscle through it. And so when I muscle through it, I kind of downplay it so it doesn't feel as bad. But this is one of the first times that I got sick and didn't try to muscle myself through it. I still worked a couple of full days, to be honest.
I remember the day that you worked, and I just, you were struggling.
I felt awful. No, I felt terrible.
You were at the host desk, and you were just
Yeah, I felt bad.
Yeah, you did not, I mean, it looked like, when I first saw you at the beginning of the day, because I remember very specifically that day, I don't know why, but I just
I think you were just there with me the whole time.
Well,
I got off at the same time.
at the beginning of it, because I was opening, and so you opened the door for me. I came in and I just I talked to you briefly, and I was like, how are you mentally and physically? Not just I want to know how you're doing. And you're like, good. I feel like I'm in a better mental state. I feel pretty good physically.
Yeah.
And then not even 6 hours later in the work shift, you're like, I need to go home.
Yeah. Well, so I think I just went from again, because I went from the, because I think I felt relatively the same as I did when I left, to be honest. But I was again, I'm one of those people that tries to muscle through the pain and muscle through the sickness whenever I'm not feeling physically fine. But I did hit that point where I was like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
I don't care enough about my job right now to stay here while I'm sick anymore. When it was school, that was different for me.
Sure.
I felt like I still had to be there. But when it was, as soon as I was like, oh, I could just go home and use sick hours, and I was like, oh, I'm out of here. What am I doing? Why am I still coming in?
No, dude, even with school, the second I'm sick, I tap instantly. I'm
really?
I'm out.
I don't know why. I think part of it is I think that I just the people around me when I was growing up did the same thing.
Yeah.
They were very just going. Even if they my dad very specifically, he's a very if he gets sick, he'll just keep going, which is not the healthiest thing, I'll be honest, but it is what he does. It's something that I do as well. It's something I picked up from him. It's a work ethic thing at that point.
Sure.
But yeah, I called in sick a couple days. I was putting in my sick time, and I realized I only called in sick 2 days. I felt like I missed 7 days of work. I called in sick for 2 days.
Jesus,
isn't that crazy?
That is kind of crazy.
I called it because I worked all day Friday.
Sure.
And then I called in sick Saturday and Sunday, and then I had my weekend. I only missed 2 full days of work.
Right. Because you're
And it felt like I missed. I felt so bad for missing so much time. And then when I looked back, I was like, it was 2 days.
Yeah, it was 2 days.
Who gives a fuck?
Exactly. Nobody
really
cares. I mean, I'll tell you who gave a fuck. I did. I missed you. Not having you at work, I was like, dude. I mean, it was great seeing Ona in the morning on Sunday. I was like, cool. I get to see my friend.
Yeah.
But I was like, Mason isn't here to greet me on Sunday morning. That's kind of a
That
bummer.
is a nice time.
Yeah.
Because on Sunday mornings, too, I always get there, like, super early, so I'm always just done. So I could just, like,
yeah, exactly,
leave.
dude. No, I see you on Sunday mornings, and I'm like, man, I fucking love this guy.
Or, like, that one time that I asked if I could just leave and go, like, get Starbucks while I was on the clock because I was done.
Yeah.
And I did, and I got you a sandwich. Like, that was a good
that was
time.
awesome.
Yeah.
That sandwich was so good.
Dude, I believe it.
Man.
Dude, it hasn't been like a long time, but I'm going to put this out into the world, so I kind of help myself stick to it. I've stopped vaping.
Congratulations.
Which has been really nice. It's been, what day is it today? Wednesday? It's been like 6 days.
Dude.
So not a long time.
Yeah. But dude, that's still like pretty good. I mean, like,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, I feel like by this time, like, people who stop vaping, like, they're just cold turkey, they kind of start feeling those repercussions.
Yeah.
Like, even 6 days after, they're like, I mean, it's like, it becomes a thing, like a necessity. You know what I'm saying?
I feel fine. Well, like, I woke up on, it was either Sunday or Monday. I think it was Monday. And I go, and I'm feeling a lot better. And I wake up and I go, I am the most in tune with my body than I have been in the past 2 years, it feels like.
Really?
Yeah, it was wild. I like
you woke up on Monday and you were like, wow.
Yeah, well, because I didn't feel good.
Sure.
But, like, I definitely was like, I haven't vaped since I was sick because, like, I was sick. I didn't think it would make me feel better.
Like, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so, like, it might have helped the pain, but, like, it wouldn't have helped, like, the aches and stuff like that.
Sure,
but it wouldn't have helped like anything else.
Yeah.
So I wasn't doing it, and then I woke up on Monday, so it would have been like 3 days after.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I felt so in tune with my body, like in terms of like how I feel, like that I need to eat and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, like, is this because I haven't been smoking? And then I just haven't smoked since then. Like, I was just like, I put them all in a bag, threw them in like a cabinet, so I have to like be very intentional if I want to go back and get them.
Yeah, totally.
I told Ona, I was like, keep me accountable. Like, if I ask for it, don't give it to me. Like, if I do these things, don't give it to me. Yeah. And I stopped doing it.
Dude, good for you.
Thank you. That's
awesome.
No, it's definitely something that I'm like very.
That's like that's a big change. Yeah.
Well, like, I've been wanting to quit for like. When did I start? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I feel like I've never felt good about it.
Sure.
Which is like, I feel like it's how it is.
I mean, it's one of those things where like you start and then as you get progressively further and further, it no longer becomes like a thing that is like cool. I guess it just you do it out of necessity.
It just happens. Yeah. It's just something that you do.
Or it's just like you said with just like smoking weed, where it's just like. You were hitting the dab pen because it was there.
Because it was there.
It was there.
Exactly.
And you could.
Yeah, exactly.
But now there's just like, there's no real need for it.
Yeah, I should throw them away at this point because I do still have them in like a Ziploc bag in a cabinet. But
Dude.
I should just throw them away.
Get rid of them.
But part of it is that like on one of the days I was sick that I was working, I think it was Friday morning, I like go out, I go outside after my open and I like hit it a couple times and I walk in and I'm shaking and I feel awful. I feel cold. Like I felt terrible.
Yeah.
And I was like, in what world did I just elect to go do that?
Yeah.
Like, did I just say, I want to go walk outside and vape real quick?
Yeah.
And I walk back in and I'm like shaking and I'm like frail feeling. Like, it was awful. It was a terrible experience.
Yeah, 100%.
And I was like, why? Like,
I've
why
always
would
kind
I do
of
that?
yeah. I've always kind of been of the mindset like I haven't tried like any other forms of weed besides smoking
flower.
Yeah, besides smoking flower. But I like after hearing everybody else's experience in trying different ways of getting high, I just think smoking flower is like kind of your best option.
Yeah, I agree.
You really are able to like gauge how high you are and when you need to stop. And although it kind of might be the most taxing on your lungs, like over a long period of time, that also kind of helps you get an idea for how often you should be smoking or how often you want to smoke. You know what I'm saying? Because you're inhaling like actual smoke particles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even
it's like actual hot like smoke coming into your
exactly.
body. Yeah.
And so, just a scientific fact, that is not good for you, right?
Yep. Nope.
And so it's nice in the sense that you are aware that it's not good for your lungs, so you're able to accurately like prevent yourself from smoking as consistently as you think you need to because you know it's overall detrimental to your lungs.
Yeah.
And two, when you do get high off of flower, you're able to more easily gauge like where you're at with that high and when you think you should stop smoking.
Really?
Yeah.
When I smoke flower, I get like omega smacked every time.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because I think it's because I hit my point where I'm like, oh, I feel good. And then I go, well, it's going to fall off in like 5 minutes. So let me just and take like 4 or 5 quick more quick ones, and then I'm gone.
I mean, I definitely enjoy like getting just obliterated. Like I love getting like just being gone. But there have definitely been like some nights where I'm like, I haven't smoked in a while. Like I don't want to get like super high, but I just want to like feel a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
And I'll go outside and I'll take like 2 hits.
Oh, just take like a casual like 2.
I'll light it up, take 2 hits, and then I'll put it down, and I'm like, cool, that's all I need. And then for the rest of that night, I feel like warm. I feel relaxed. I'm not like
you're in like a mellow state.
Yeah, I'm not like thoughtless. Like it's not like my head is empty. It's not like there's zero thoughts in my brain.
Yeah.
But I'm able to function in a more relaxed state and just kind of I don't know. Yeah, I guess you kind of said it perfectly. I just feel very mellow.
Very mellow.
Yeah.
I think the last time I smoked was with you.
Yeah. Well, when we smoked for the podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. I've made like a lot of interest. Like I think I got sick.
Yeah.
And I think I got better I think it just gave me a lot of time to think, to be honest, because I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah,
and
sure.
so I really like and then I started school on Monday,
sure,
right? Which is today's the day, Wednesday, a couple days ago, right?
Dude, yeah.
And so I had a lot of time to think on Saturday and Sunday when I didn't work, and I was like, why are these things in my life negative for me, and why am I letting them be negative?
Yeah,
you know what
dude,
I mean?
100%.
And I think that's like where the quitting the vaping thing came from initially, and then the other thing is it wasn't this week, but the previous week I had to take my pen, my battery.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to do it as often. I was like, I just don't. If I'm sitting at my desk, I'm doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I had her take that, so I don't smoke as often anymore, just in general.
Yeah.
I'm technically, again, it's only been a couple days, but like I'm trying to be vegetarian. Everything in my fridge is vegetarian right now.
Dude,
I don't have any meat in there, I don't think. I have some chicken noodle soup, but that's from when I was sick. I'll probably still eat that, to be honest. But,
yeah, dude, 100%.
Dude, I made that change as well.
Let me tell you something though.
What's up?
So my dad was vegetarian for a long time, and because of that, I ate a lot of vegetarian food just because when I lived with him, I mean, obviously he didn't eat meat, and when I was living with him, I also didn't eat meat.
That's just how he would
that's
prepare
just how it was.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, like, the amount of really good foods that you can make on a vegetarian diet are fantastic. I mean, I'm assuming are you gonna eat fish still?
Not off the get go.
Okay.
I might go back to it at some point,
sure.
Off the get go, I'm gonna try to cut all meat out, and then just kind of be more intentional about what I'm eating, like cooking wise.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I should ask Logan about this, but he has made really good air fried tofu. Tofu is just fantastic.
Tofu is good.
I love tofu so much. But I also just have a couple good like stir fry recipes with tofu. That
I would be down,
dude.
Because I'm trying to chef it up too.
Yeah, dude.
I know I said multiple times that I think my oven is scary.
Yeah. We've talked about this. This is like a recurring bit. Mason's oven.
Yeah. Is that it's scary, but I'm using it more and more, so I'm getting more used to it. Like when I was sick, I was making tea like 4 times a day.
Okay.
And so I was just constantly like using the different burners just to like move it around. Basically.
Sure.
And I got more used to that, and then yeah, I don't know. I know Ona used the oven recently, which was like, it worked.
Yeah.
So like, that's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah,
nice.
Like, that's awesome.
Love
it when that happens. Oh God. So the furnace, right? The furnace behind you.
Yeah.
So it works, right?
Yeah.
We got it to work, but it's not automatic like we were originally thinking. it's very like intentional of like, you have to open it up, crawl underneath that bitch, and light it yourself. Light the pilot light, right? And so yeah. And so yeah. And so
what?
Yeah. And so when it turns off, there's no gas going to it at all. None. And so when you want to turn it back on, so right now there's nothing happening with it because I turned it off. But when it's on, or when you want to turn it on, you have to open up the bottom, turn it to the pilot light mode, stick my little barbecue lighter in there, go, and then it like turns on. But when we first opened it up, it was the dustiest shit I have ever seen. Me and Ona probably spent like 15, maybe 20 minutes cleaning it. So because we didn't want the dust to catch fire because we were afraid.
I would argue I've seen dustier.
I mean, Dude,
I've
you
handled
didn't
a lot.
see it.
I've handled a lot of computers in my day.
You didn't see it though.
That's true. I didn't see it.
It looks like it had. The only reason we checked it is I got an email from like one of my landlords being like, "Hey, like we're checking out the furnaces around the area. Like, is yours functional?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Like, I haven't messed with it." So I opened it up, to like cleaned it for like 15, 20 minutes, and then we were like trying to light the pilot light because we didn't know where it was.
Yeah.
And then it's not working. It's like we're like 15 minutes in after cleaning it, and we're like, it's just not working.
Yeah.
We're like. And Ona's like, oh, I don't want to like keep trying, because she was a little like, I was a little scared, and like she was also a little like intimidated by the gas furnace, because that shit could have just explode.
Yeah,
like there's a world where
you're
I
just,
light
like,
the lighter and it just explodes.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
There's a world where that happens.
Yeah.
So like genuine okay fear to have.
Yeah,
right.
Totally.
And then I'm sitting there on the floor, like literally right where you are, for like 2 minutes, and I go, I'm defeated. I'm pissed. I'm defeated. I feel like it should work. Like, why is this happening? I'm like saying it over and over again. And then eventually she like gets up to go do something and like go to the bathroom. And I go, I'm going to look it up. And then I look up, where's the pilot light on this furnace? Yeah. And I find it. And I find this YouTube video. And this guy's like super ecstatic and he's dancing. And he lights the pilot light. And I was like, oh, it's right there. And then I light I light the pilot. It goes, woof. And I'm like, oh. What? And I was like, I'm no longer defeated, baby. And I was super ecstatic. And Ona was like, yeah, just let it burn for like 5 minutes just in case it like still doesn't work. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like, test it and then turn it off.
In that moment, the second I would have heard that like noise, I would have been like,
well, it's
over.
As soon as I heard that, I turned it off. And so I had to relight it. I 100% turned it off, and I had to relight it.
You got startled. You were like, oh, shit, fuck.
Well, because me and Ona were both like, our faces were in there. Like, we were inside of the furnace, basically.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want either of us to, like, get hurt.
Well, I'm glad that this thing doesn't turn on automatically.
No,
because I was worried about recording the podcast during, like, the winter months and just, like, having it turn on and getting unbearably hot. Like stripping naked, like right here, because I'm like, I can't
profusely sweating. I'm gonna turn on one of these days, just really high without telling you.
That's
and
so
hope you don't catch fire. It's like there's a world.
Just pray, hope and pray. Oh my god, dude! I was this is a complete derailment of everything. But I was thinking about this recently because I haven't had this happen in a while at work, but I was thinking about it just because I was thinking about how ridiculous it was. So we do lots of data transfers, obviously, where we transfer somebody's information from their old computer onto their new computer, whatever it is, right? People treat fonts like NFTs.
No way.
For some reason, like all these old people have like fonts that they have purchased like years ago. And they're like, when I'm talking about data transfers, they're like, make sure you transfer my fonts. And I'm like, okay.
Why are they so mad?
They're just like, they're so serious about it. And
I didn't even know you could buy fonts.
That's like, I knew that you could buy fonts because I like have downloaded different fonts from like the Adobe website so that I can use them for like videos or whatever it may be. But yeah, buying fonts, I don't know. I just think it's really funny how serious these people get about it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, that's why I say they treat them like NFTs, because they're like,
so wild. Yeah, it's like a cryptocurrency.
It's like this
to them.
digital thing that is kind of just entirely unimportant. And they're so committed to just being like, I need it so that I can, like, what are they even doing with it? What are they doing?
Well, because it's not like a font for the computer, right? It's like a font they can write in, right?
It's a font. Well, that's the thing, is that you can upload these fonts to like your operating system and just have it as a selectable font in any.
I mean, that's kind of cool.
Given, like, I mean, it's cool.
How much is a font? $5?
I don't know, maybe.
Like, there's no way it's more than like $10. There's no way you pay more than $10 for a digital font.
I mean, I have no clue.
I know you can. I've downloaded fonts for free.
Yeah,
have I been pirating fonts this whole time?
I don't know, dude.
Don't tell on me.
But like, it's like, what could they possibly be doing?
I don't know.
Like, it's not like they're writing books. It's not like why is it this crucial? Whoops. It's not like, why is it this crucial that they need these? Like, are you a writer? Are you writing are you the second coming of Christ? Are you writing the next Bible, dude? What's like, why is this so important? Like,
well, and then the thing is, have you ever asked a customer that? Have you ever asked them like, why do you want this so bad?
No,
because I feel like they tell you, well, I paid for it. Like, that would be their reasoning. Their reasoning would be, well, I paid for it, so I want it.
I guess, but
in what other capacity, or like what are they gonna say? Yeah, I like that one the most.
I mean, maybe
or they're like, I really want this. How do you?
But at that point, that just feels like hoarding. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's like
dumb.
the equivalent of hoarding.
Yeah, well, it's like I feel like that's like a lost. That's like a lost currency.
Yeah, I guess so.
It's like if you were to still pay in no, I don't know. I don't even know. Like, what's the dead currency? Like gold coins. Like, I don't know.
Doubloons.
That's the pirate currency. It's definitely still valued across the seas.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I'm very rich in my doubloons.
Yeah, I've got so many doubloons.
Dude, I don't know. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. It feels weird, but like, I'm insistent on them just like letting it go, being like, you don't need them.
Why? Like, do say, how would you? Is it just like a file? Like what?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Well, that's the thing is like I don't know where it's kept in terms of their files. Like I don't know where
you know how you would transfer it. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is that like most things that you download get like downloaded to your users file, which like that's probably where it is. It's probably in your users file. But also, I don't know what old people do with their fucking files.
Like I can't guarantee that they didn't change the pathing.
Yeah,
at some
exactly.
point.
And so I'm like, I don't know. Like maybe it'll get transferred. I'll put it in the notes. But like,
I'll put it in the notes. That's my favorite shit. When customers say the wackest shit. They're like, I want to make sure that you put it 3 centimeters to the left of the center wall. I'm like, I'll put it in the notes.
Yeah, dude. I'll put it in the notes.
I'll put it in the notes.
Like, I'm like, I can't guarantee it'll happen, but I mean, I'll put it in there.
Oh my God. Do you know what I had a customer say to me?
What?
God, you're not going to believe this. It was the most racist shit I've ever heard.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
A customer goes, oh God, I feel like wrong saying it.
Dude, are you allowed to say it?
I mean, it's probably fine. It's
you're
just
not going to say a slur.
No,
right?
No, I'm not going to say a slur. I'm not going to say a slur. I'm not going to say a slur. I'm sorry. Okay. I didn't mean to like create that expectation. Dude, I'm not going to say a slur. I'm sorry. Now I'm even more scared. No, but essentially they were like,
what did he I want you to I don't want you to paraphrase. I need you to say exactly what he said.
Oh, because I don't remember exactly, but it's going to be close.
Okay,
right?
Sure.
So essentially what this guy said to me, he's an older gentleman, right? And
oh God, like white, I assume?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm talking to him about doing a data transfer, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna schedule you a data transfer for Geek Squad. We got a lot of good guys back there. Like, they're gonna make sure all your data comes over securely.
Sure.
Right? And I'm like telling him this, and then he goes, "Oh, you better not have any Mexicans back there." And he just straight up said that shit to me. And what? And I am just me being the customer service man I am. Yeah. Right? I just go, we have the right people back there. Like, I just like say something like that.
We have the right people.
And dude. I just was so like, I don't think I've really ever told anyone this, because it baffled me so hard that I just didn't really want to talk about it after it happened, because it was the most racist shit I've ever heard.
That's crazy.
Yeah, right? Like,
the best part is that over half of Geek Squad is minorities.
That's what made me laugh the most.
Like, I'm pretty sure, like, 3 of the 5 of us are Latin American.
Yeah, and that was the most out of pocket
South
shit
American. Yeah.
I think I've ever heard in my life. Like
that's crazy.
Like, when he said that to me, I literally was just like, I instantly was like, we have the right people back there. I was like, I think I said, I might not have said that exactly.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the heart, and I should have, to be honest, to be like, oh no, yeah. We do. Like, we got good people back there.
Yeah.
And
we got,
guess what?
Yeah, dude, I would have been dude, I should have come out and been like, I'm going to be working on a computer simulator.
No, you shouldn't have. That would have been as funny as that would have been. Dude. Like, I would have fucking lost his mind.
That's fine. I don't care.
Dude,
if some like racist piece of dude,
I honestly, I wish I had more of like in a reaction. You know what I mean? As much as I like, which is very, because again, the customer service boy in me was like, I can't be confrontational with this guy.
I mean,
he just paid a lot of money. Like I was like, I can't do that.
You're not like me.
Would you have been? I mean, I'm not.
Well, 100%. Yeah. I mean, I think I've talked about this before, but when customers act like children, I laugh in their face. Mm-hmm. I don't try and hide. Like, the customer service in me does not try and hide that. I laugh at them. I'm like, you are like 70 years old and you're acting like a toddler. Like, shut the fuck up.
You're like, what are you doing?
You're stupid. You look like an idiot.
But yeah, that was the most, the wildest shit I've ever. You know what's crazy?
What?
Is that never mind. Never mind.
What?
No, never mind. I'm sorry.
Mason.
I didn't mean to do that, but I'm not gonna say it because I'm not. I'll tell you about it later.
Mason.
I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
No, I'm sorry.
Mason.
Speculate. It's not about me though, but I'm sorry. I'll tell you later. After
Oh
we're
my
done,
god.
Just because
Dude,
I don't want to.
You're cucking the viewers
I
right
know.
now.
I know.
That's crazy.
I know.
That's fucked up, man. Oh my god. Dude, no, I've had some crazy ass customers come in.
I'm sorry.
That's insane.
I didn't mean to do that. But
Dude, that's okay.
I went to the dentist.
Oh,
on
right.
Monday.
Do you want to talk about this? Do you
About
want to
what?
about what we want to do or what you want to do?
Yeah,
at
I
least?
mean, I'm down. I
Yeah.
didn't know what you meant until you said it, but yeah. So I am getting my wisdom teeth out probably before the end of the month.
Yep.
And me and JS were talking, and I was like, I want to get my wisdom teeth out and sit in front of a microphone for an hour. I don't know if it's gonna we're gonna record it just because that's what I want to do. I
might
think
as
it'll
well.
be fun.
Yeah.
And
It could be a special.
yeah,
Special
and
episode.
so expect that coming out hopefully within the end of the month, if not right after the end of the month.
Yeah, most likely.
Because one, my
Just
jaw's
'cause
kind of in pain, so I hope it happens sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And
Plus,
two,
it takes a couple weeks for me to or not a couple weeks. Sorry, it takes a couple days for me to finalize the details on all these things.
So, yeah, I expect a
wisdom teeth episode.
a wisdom teeth removal episode.
or an episode where you're just like, oh man, I pray to God that you guys watch the video for it because I want you guys to see Mason with like the tissue in his mouth.
Oh,
like
dude, I'll be so
the
gross.
huge cheeks.
I'll literally be like, like I won't sound eligible at all. Like I won't be. It won't be a fun. Like it'll be a fun episode, but it won't be like a.
It could just be like a complete nightmare.
Oh,
It could honestly just be like a 20-minute
Oh,
episode.
dude, it could be like. It could be me talking for like 25 minutes and being like, I need to go bed. Like going to sleep.
Yeah.
But
100%.
yeah, so be on the lookout for that. Hopefully it happens.
Dude.
But so I went to the dentist on, I want to say it was Monday. I went on to the dentist on Monday, and I'm not really afraid of the dentist. Like low-key, I went and sat in the dentist chair, and I was like, man, I feel like I could get the best sleep of my life right now in this chair.
Yeah.
Like I started leaning back, and I was like, oh, I need to get one of these for my house or something.
And then they like shove their fist in your mouth, and you're like,
I almost, I don't mind that. I got a pretty wide mouth.
okay.
Not for like fists.
I mean, I know you
hopefully,
do
but-
from firsthand experience.
Whoa. Whoa.
Anyway, sorry, continue.
No, but I don't mind the dentist.
Yeah.
And I was literally sitting there, and I heard the whirring.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's kind of soothing. And I was like, what is wrong with me? I was like, in what world did I hear the little?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I like that.
Dude, that's the masochist in you.
Is it?
Maybe.
What is masochism? Is it you like other people's pain?
You enjoy like you get enjoyment out of like giving yourself pain.
Oh,
I
it's
think.
yourself pain. Is
I'm pretty
sadism
sure.
other people pain?
What's up?
What's like the other people pain?
I don't know.
Is that
what it is.
sadism?
I have no fucking
I think
clue.
it's sadism, dude. There's this.
It might be. Dude, I don't know what that
Dude,
is.
it's been the same fly the whole time. It's me off.
You know what the true definition of masochism is?
Huh.
I'm 100% calling out our friend Madison for this. Madison, if you listen to this episode, I'm calling you out for this. She was saying this to us last night when we went bowling.
Uh-huh.
She was saying that she would get so bored at recess because her friends weren't there, and she would want to go to the nurse to like get out of being bored, but she felt like she couldn't
Lie.
She felt like she couldn't lie and be like, oh, I'm not feeling good. I need to go to the nurse. So she would actively hurt herself at recess to go to the nurse.
Which is
the
the
way she
craziest
described it is she said she would jump off of like a high place and land on her knees to scrape them
I can never.
and then be like, I'm going to the nurse. That's the craziest shit I've ever heard in my life.
The thing is, too, you know that she gets up and walks off like you know that meme where like the person's taking the really farce, like the JoJo meme.
Yeah,
Like that's how she walks towards the nurse. That's how she walks toward the nurse. It's like, no.
Yeah,
She's
dude.
like feels powerful as fuck. Like that.
Yeah.
I could never, because I got hurt a lot as a child. I fell a lot, and I still fall a lot. I have like a really bad scrape on my knee right now. And like, but I would never do something like that. Like that's crazy.
Jumping onto both knees. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
on like concrete.
no. Definition.
You
of
are just
masochism.
shredding your. That is the definition of masochism.
I mean, she was bored. What can I say?
That's insane.
What can I say?
If I'm bored, I'm like, I guess I'll just like, I don't know, lay down and get in my thoughts or whatever. But like,
so you would prefer mental pain?
I guess so. Yeah.
And you go to the nurse, I'm depressed. That's the type of shit you'd rather do.
I mean, maybe, yeah. I don't know, dude.
Oh, shit. I got bloody noses all the time as a kid, so I never needed an excuse.
Really?
I would always get bloody noses. Like, even like I would be like sleeping and I'd wake up and my pillow would just be covered in blood. Dude, oh my God.
I know. Terrifying.
Oh, dude, it's awful. I know I've told you this story, but I'm going to tell it again for the podcast.
Sure.
So during one of my first sexual encounters, I got bloody noses a lot, right? So during one of my first
that's right. I forgot you did
sexual
tell me about
encounters,
this. Yes.
it was one of the most embarrassing moments I think of my life, if I'm being honest with you, because it might have been only in front of one person.
Yeah.
But that's such an intimate position. I realize I haven't even said what it is yet, but I feel like I'm like building it up. But
yeah,
it was just one of those things where we were getting intimate, right?
Sure.
And I get a bloody nose. I don't notice, and
you don't notice?
I don't notice initially.
Oh man, maybe I don't remember all the details of this story.
I don't think I've ever told like the whole story to you.
Okay.
But I definitely don't notice initially, and I like my nose starts bleeding, right? And the reason I notice is because it drips into her mouth. That's the reason. And I go, oh fuck, and she goes, what just happened? And I was just like, and I didn't know how to like, yeah, I was like, we have to stop. I was like, we need to stop right now. I was like, I didn't explain anything. I was like, we need to stop right now. And like, I get up and I go to the bathroom, and she comes in and she's like, what happened? And I was like, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm sorry in advance. Oh, I just bled in your mouth from my nose. And and it was one of those moments where she didn't react like that, thankfully.
Yeah.
I'm
taking my vest
I'd
off.
be like
I'm hot.
asexual at that point if something like that happened to me.
Oh no, dude.
But no, it was just one of those moments where it happened, and I was just like, well, I'm not having sex for another year and a half.
Yeah,
dude, but it was so embarrassing. It was such an embarrassing moment. Because it was so awkward.
That's crazy.
Because I literally had to be like, we have to stop.
Yeah. You're like, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Yeah, and then I had to explain it to her after the fact. Because, like, obviously it was dark. Because it was, like, late at night. It was dark. And she didn't, like, really knew what happened until I'm sitting in her bathroom entirely naked with a tissue up my nose.
Yeah.
Because my nose is bleeding.
Entirely naked with a tissue?
Yeah.
Dude, that's so funny.
No, dude, it was like an album cover. It felt like I could have gotten a photo.
Yeah.
But
that's
that
crazy.
was one of the most embarrassing moments I think of my life, even though it was only in front of one person.
That's crazy though. I mean, that is truly insane.
Yeah. I don't think the person who it was with would even watch this, so it's like it is what it is in terms of the story.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny in retrospect.
Yeah.
To be honest, like I think it's hilarious because like it's just. But definitely in the moment, I was like traumatized. It felt like I felt awful.
Was this so? Wait, but this wasn't like a partner, right?
It
like,
was.
Oh, it was a partner.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so you were with the person.
It was someone that I like was like knew and like was intimate with.
Yeah. So you were like dating them.
Exactly.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So like it was like fine and like in general, like she understood.
Sure.
But it was. And like, I think that's why. I think it was with a random person. I wouldn't have been as embarrassed.
Really?
But since it was someone, I would have been
like, get out.
I probably that's why I wouldn't have been embarrassed.
Really?
Because I would have been more willing to be like, we're done. Like I need you to leave. But like since it was someone I cared about, I didn't want to do that.
Dude.
I needed to like explain myself to them.
That's crazy.
Like because I was like, yeah, I was probably dehydrated.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I was like, you have some water,
dude.
Yeah. No, dude. That was a very scary, not scary, but a very
I mean,
no, I don't even know. How was I just describing it? Embarrassing. A very embarrassing moment. I was like, what was the word I was using? A very embarrassing moment, for sure.
Dude, that's crazy. Oh, man.
I think it's a funny story now, though.
It is a funny story. It's good that you were, like, dating them at the time.
Yeah, no, it was someone that, like, I was intimate with, like, in terms of just, like, relationship-wise.
Sure. But, that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I would have 100%. Like, if it was just some random person that I was like hooking up with, I would have been like, "You gotta get out."
I would have been less embarrassed. I feel like.
You gotta leave. I'm so sorry, dude. That's crazy.
We're done.
Yeah, we're done. I have. Sorry. Now that we're on this topic of of intimacy, the city that we live in. I was actually talking with somebody else about this recently, but the city that we live in is like kind of notorious for having a reputation for like being very like sex positive in terms of like hooking up.
Really?
Like there's a lot of people that hook up here. Yeah. And I will admit I have partook.
You spicy motherfucker. Wetting his whistle.
But it was one of those things where I hadn't hooked up with anyone until I started college, right? Like it was very much like a college thing, because in high school I had partners before that I was just like intimate with, but you know, I was with them, so like it made sense. So it was like a very weird, like new area that I wasn't familiar with, and I was like,
in terms of like just how to act,
yeah,
and,
I was
how
like,
to be
I was like, I don't really know how
yeah.
this works. I'm like, I'm not. I mean, I don't have like any emotional attachment to you. I just need to get my rocks off, dog. I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is.
I need to get my jimmies going. like, that's how you sound right now. Like, holy. I'm sorry.
I mean, what does that even mean?
No, just imagine.
I'm imagining, and I think I would look like a crack addict if I ever said that.
Well, especially with the way I said it. I didn't sound.
That's
I didn't
crazy.
sound very
That's
sane.
so funny. Oh
Sorry,
my god!
I cut you off.
But I feel like there's like a few key rules that you like follow when hooking up with someone.
Really? I was gonna say I've never hooked up with someone. I've hooked up with someone in high school, and that was it. Ever since when I came to college, I didn't really do it just because I wasn't like a big party guy.
Sure.
But,
I mean, I wasn't a big party guy either.
Yeah, when I was
people
in high
just can't
school-
get enough of this. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
shit.
That's a lie. 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 I've taken at least like 6 major like romantic L's in the past year, dude. Like
That's so sad when you put it like that.
dude,
I'm
people
sorry.
are not interested in me, and it's
major
kind of a bummer.
romantic L's. I mean, I've
Point-
told you if you were a little bit closer to the spectrum, that sounds bad. If you were a little bit closer to
if I was any percent gay,
any percent speed run any percent challenge. No, but sorry, I cut you off. But yeah, no, I get what you mean.
yeah.
6 major L's. That's unfortunate.
Dude,
but
I've
it's
counted
so
them
funny when
because
you
I'm
put it
like,
that way.
I've taken L after
Yeah.
L when it comes to romance. But listen,
Okay.
so
Oh yeah, give me the deets.
there's some major rules that you follow, right? I mean, like your first one, obviously, you're like having sex with someone that you don't maybe like know that well.
Excuse me.
Dude, you're good. Use protection.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You haven't like
That's
you
just a
haven't been
golden
into
rule.
yeah. I mean, that's just guys. First rule, wrap it up. Seriously, for the love of God, guys.
They're free.
Like you can get condoms for free, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Planned Parenthoods, anything like that, you can go
Dude,
get a condom
just
for free.
get a condom.
College dorms, college campuses give them out all the time.
Exactly,
Like
dude.
like even if you don't go there, you could rock and be like, I'm about to have sex tonight, and like you can say tell it to any RA and they'd give you a condom.
Yeah, dude, just like wrap it up. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But anyway,
Snickers wrapper, shit works.
okay, no, don't do that. Don't listen to Mason. Don't listen to Mason. But also, like one of the key rules that I've heard, and experienced and did wrong, which is why I now understand why people say it, is don't let them stay over. And that was something that I did my first
You
time.
stayed over or they
no,
stayed
they
over?
stayed over.
Ooh.
And I was like, I mean, we were both like a little bit tipsy when we hooked up that night, and then I woke up sober the next morning, and I was like, fuck, what is she doing in my bed? Like, I was like, what? Yeah, dude. I was like, oh my God. Like, what do I do? Like, it was worse because I woke up earlier than her, so I was
kick
just
him
like,
out? Do I wake him up? Do I just get up and wait? Like, what is
I literally was like, I woke up earlier, so I was just like, I didn't even touch my phone. I laid there in silence, just like, I pray to God you wake up so you can leave.
That's so funny.
You want to know what's funny? Actually, you want to know what's even funnier? To get her out of my apartment faster, I literally, like, after she woke up, I was like, yeah, I'm my grandparents live in town. I'm gonna go kayaking with my grandpa because it was in summer, and I was like, so
It
you
was
can't
like a
stick
reasonable excuse.
Yeah, I came up with a random excuse, and I just like,
That's so funny.
and then you know what I did? I stayed home and I played video games.
like, I really need you to leave because of this reason, and then this is just not
and then
true.
it is just a complete lie.
Man,
But
that's so funny.
I will also mention this
Did you just lay
because
there stiff as a board?
what's that?
Did you just lay there stiff as a board?
Basically,
That's crazy.
but I do want to mention this as well because this is one of my biggest flexes. My first hookup ever was with my TA.
Oh, I've heard this. That is a bit. You did hit the mark.
For those of you guys that don't know what a TA is, it's a teacher's assistant.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody in who is a little bit older, grades papers and assignments and whatnot.
Yeah, like
for,
sometimes it's like a lab teacher as well.
Yeah,
on who
for
it
like
is.
your college
Yeah.
classes or whatever.
Oh.
So she was a bit older. She was my TA for the spring quarter before, and we had kept in
Is that
touch.
the one that stayed over?
Yeah.
Get out.
But I'm gonna be honest. Like I didn't even know it was going to happen until she kind of like rizzed me up. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was.
She saw you as the sub.
Dude. So this is how it went down, right?
Okay.
I was working at Buffalo Exchange at the time.
Okay.
I was hanging out. I was like doing my work shift. She came in with one of her friends, and I was like, "Oh, like it's good to see you, whatever."
Yeah.
Like blah blah blah. We were talking for a bit. I was like, "Oh yeah, like what are you guys up to today?" And she was like, "Oh, we're hanging out, and then we're gonna go hang out with some of our other girlfriends later, and get drunk.
Go
or
do
whatever."
do this. Yeah.
And I was like, "Nice, it sounds like fun. We'll like have a great rest of your day, whatever." And then in my head, I thought about it, and I was like, I kind of have I have like a slight opportunity here. I was like, but like, not an opportunity in like a weird way, but I was like, I have an opportunity to get like good guy points. You know what I'm saying? Where I was like, I texted her good guy points because, genuinely, I do get concerned about people
about people's well-being.
If they are like, I would rather them get home safe than like get in a fucking car wreck.
Yeah,
so I
especially
texted
if you know. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I texted her and I was like, if you need a ride back to your place, just like let me know. I'm not doing anything tonight, so I can come grab you from your party and take you back to your place.
Yeah.
Right. To which she responded, awesome, thank you so much. But what if I want to go back to your place?
Whoa.
And I was
There's no way that was the next text.
That was the next message, and I was like, okay, we're fucking tonight. That's crazy.
I mean, you really went from goodbye points to... Oh, go ahead. I could tell you have something going on.
This was another pinnacle moment in one of my friendships. My room was a mess. I was not prepared to like fucking have sex that night. I didn't have any condoms. I was panicking because I had to clean up my apartment before she came over, or before I went to go pick her up, whatever it was. But I also needed to go pick up condoms, whatever it was. My buddy Edgar, this is a shout out to you again. After we talked about you in the last episode for the Coquito, I'm shouting you out again.
Yeah.
Edgar calls me. He's like, what are you up to tonight? You want to do some gaming with me and Malcolm, hang out, whatever, like me and the boys hanging out, playing video games, whatever. And I was like, dude, I wish I could, but I can't. I got to like clean up my apartment, and then I got to like figure out this whole condom situation because I'm hooking up with this girl tonight. He was like, oh, you are? And I was like, yes. And he was like, dude, I got you. And this motherfucker DoorDashes condoms and lube to my apartment. That is the pinnacle of friendship.
That's pinnacle homie shit right there,
dude.
For sure.
I'm dumbfounded.
I don't even know what I would have done if that showed up at my door. I would have been like, I don't know who ordered this.
Dude, I was just mind blown. I was like, this is crazy.
Did he tell you he was sending it, or did it just show up?
He was just like, I got you. And then he sent me a screenshot. And I was like, you're the goat. That's crazy. I don't even have to like.
That's fucking awesome.
I was like, I'm banging in your honor tonight.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I guess you can. I mean, like,
it happened.
Good on DoorDash. Like, they can. I mean, I know that you can like grocery shop with it, and like most, grocery shopping apps like Uber Eats and whatever, you can grocery shop with it.
Yeah. That's wild.
But I guess included in that grocery shopping is also just like you can like have them pick things up from like pharmacies, I guess.
Yeah. From like 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Oh man. I was just thinking, I was like, because I thought you were gonna be like, he helped you clean your room, and if I helped you clean your room, I'd like would make a little like display of like condoms and flowers on your bed. It'd be like, this for you. Give a little like pat.
Yeah. Dude,
oh my god.
This is a very intimate episode, guys.
Yeah, it truly.
I
mean, hey, it's later in the evening. Mind Meld after dark.
Dude, Mind Meld
after
dark.
We got a couple beers.
Yeah, after a couple beers. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't want there to be like some weird. I mean, I guess I don't want there to be like some weird stigma around like sex not being talked about.
No, I mean, yeah,
it's like a very.
I'm a very open, emotionally person. Like, I'm very like, I'm more than willing to talk about almost anything if you want to ask me about it. To be honest, and I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't faze me talking about stuff like this. You know what I mean? It's just another facet of life.
Yeah. people will make fun of me for this, but like I truly believe it's like it's like a very real thing. There is a difference between sex and making love.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Because I've been in love with someone before and had sex with them, and that's a very intimate, like special moment, because this is like somebody that you care about deeply.
Yeah. You can be bad at having sex. You can't be bad at making love.
Exactly. Exactly. With sex, it's just like, I mean, like, it's like, whatever, you know, like with a hookup, you're like,
my thought was just immediately like,
I'm scared of what you're going to say.
It's like how many licks does it take to get the center of a Tootsie Pop? That was my like immediate thought when I was like, yeah, I mean that's like hookup culture. Like how many times does it take to get to the center of the Tootsie Pop and then you're done? Like the Tootsie Pop's gone.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. Jesus Christ. Dude. Mason's losing it out here, dude.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
But yeah, no, it's like a very real thing.
Yeah. It's a very real thing that people are like afraid to talk about.
Yeah,
for sure.
And you want to know what's funny? This is why I very much have an appreciation for my stepmom, because I feel like all of my parents were very weird about kind of like giving me the talk as I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
But my stepmom was very much like, it's a part of life.
Yeah, I never got it.
Really?
I think my parents forgot.
Yeah, I mean, like it wasn't like the talk, I guess, but my stepmom was very much like, like this is a very natural part of your life, and it's going to happen. And she was like, I don't want you to like think it's some like weird thing that we're gonna be mad at you for doing or whatever. She's like, you're gonna do it. I just pray to God that you don't get someone pregnant. She was like, if you know that you are going to have sex with someone, or if you know that like something intimate is going to happen, you can tell me, because I will provide you with the necessary materials to make sure that.
How old were you when this conversation happened?
Oh man, I had to have been like I think I was like 15 maybe.
So like what is that, like sophomore?
Maybe.
Freshman,
or maybe like 14. Because so we had like a much more in-depth talk about it like when I started high school and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like, you know, of course in like middle school or whatever, she was like, it's a normal thing.
That's the
like,
thing.
whatever.
Is I didn't have the conversation with my mom until my senior year of high school. Me and my mom and my stepdad are all like walking to. I think we're walking to a Seahawks game, to be honest. Like we just parked the car, we're walking to a Seahawks game, we're walking to a baseball game, we're doing something in Seattle, and I don't know how it comes up, but I think I'm like talking to my stepdad about something, and I just like in passing, I'm like, yeah, no, like because I think they knew I was like with someone at the time. And so like, and I think casually in passing, I was like, oh yeah, like we had sex. I was like, and she was like. You can't have sex. And she was like flabbergasted. What? But I was a senior in high school.
Yeah.
So I think that she just like forgot that was like a facet of like
that was just
seniors,
like a thing.
like that can happen.
Yeah. And
then when I told her, and then that's when I had the conversation, was after I have already had sex.
Dude, you want to know what's really funny?
Huh?
I will never. This is a very key moment in me and my stepmom's like relationship as like parent to kid.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was my dad's birthday dinner. We were all out having a good time. I was just like munching on my meal, having a great time at this dinner.
Munching on my meal.
Yeah, dude. She was sitting across from me with like talking to one of her girlfriends or whatever. And she goes, JS. And I look at him and I'm like, huh? And she goes, have you had sex with so-and-so, being my partner at the time?
Yeah, yeah.
And it was just like a question that caught me off guard. I was like,
what?
Why
would you ask me that?
I didn't want to lie. So I was just like, yeah. And she goes, nice, and then high fives me. She goes, nice, and gives me a high five.
I feel like that's how my
and I was like,
reacted.
that's crazy. I was like, that's the best possible reaction I could have gotten from a parent.
I feel like that's very much how my stepdad reacted, because like he was walking with us as well, and so when I because I think I was talking to him, and my mom was like, what? Like, but like, and that's why I think I was like just so casual about it, is because my stepdad's a very like. He's very chill. He's very easy to talk to, and so when it came to like stuff like that, it was very easy to just like have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
So I think it was just in passing with my mom right there, and she was like, "What?" And Billy, my stepdad Billy, he was like, "Yeah, I already knew." Like I was like, "I think we've talked about it already."
I feel like I rely on all four of my parents to talk to them individually about certain aspects of my life, which is really nice. I talk to my stepfather a lot about my mental health because
Really?
he is a high school guidance counselor.
Oh, awesome.
And he's just like very in tune with his own emotions and my emotions, and he's been in my life for a long time, and so I really feel comfortable bringing up like my hardships to him because he's very empathetic and always has like very good advice for me.
He's seen you through the years.
Yeah, he's seen me through the years like grow and like how like bad my mental health has gotten at times, and he's like I care for you and I'm here for you. He's like you are my kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, great, you're my dad. I love you.
Boogie woogie woogie.
Yeah. My dad, my like biological dad, I get so much ease talking to him about like some of my mental health stuff, but a lot of my school stuff as well. I get very anxious about my school life and like my performance, how well I'm doing. If I like need to drop out of a class, like whatever it may be, I get very down on myself about my own performance regarding school. And he, every single time with that, I mean, it's not just like school. I love my dad so much. Yeah. He's helped me in so many situations, but he's very especially when it comes to school, he's very much like, I'm never going to be disappointed in you. He's like, you're going to fuck up, right? Like I've talked about this before. He's like, you're going to fuck up, but he's like, I'm there to empathize with you and help you get back on track.
Yeah,
he's like, if you aren't doing good in a class, like it happens. He's like, I guarantee you at one point in my life, I've done worse than you. And
I've done worse.
And
That's
he's like,
awesome.
and it's not my place to like judge you.
Yeah.
He's like, it's my place to, as your parent, help you.
Yeah.
Right. With my mom, it's very easy to talk to her just about like, it's very easy for me to rant to her just kind of about frustrations and whatnot because she's kind of had like a large upbringing. She immigrated from Ecuador, got her citizenship, and is now like an assistant principal at a school.
Wow. That's awesome.
And so I feel like
was she a teacher beforehand?
Yeah, she was a teacher beforehand. Okay. She used to teach Spanish. But it's been very easy for me to get like very blunt advice from her. Like she will keep it. The way I like to describe it is she'll keep a 100 emoji with me.
She'll keep it 100.
She'll keep it 100 with me.
Yes, sir.
She'll keep it very real, which is nice because it's kind of a reality check. Sometimes I'm like, I don't take it super well because I'm like, the truth hurts.
Yeah,
the truth hurts.
It is a reality check.
It is a reality check, but sometimes it is what I need to hear.
Yeah.
And then with my stepmom, it's very easy to just talk about my personal life and what I've succeeded with, what I'm proud of, like
positive things, like being
positive
like celebrating the victories.
Yeah, because she's very much like she's a cheerleader for me. She's like very much an advocate. Like I'm really proud of you. Glad to hear that you're doing this. Like you're living your best college life. Super happy for you.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, and that's like the big thing, right? Is that you have a support structure.
Yeah.
Like you have that support structure around you to really like develop you as an individual, not only now, but as you were growing up, these people have been impactful and helped you develop and become like who you are, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I feel very similar. I'm not going to go in like as much as in depth as you did, but
sure. I kind of went on a rant. My bad, guys.
No, you're good. I loved it. But I'm very similar. I've had to both of my step parents and then both of my actual parents. Obviously, my actual parents have been in my life for a long time, but my step parents, but my step parents as well. Both of them at this point have been in my life long enough to where I call them real family. Like they are people that I care about. They're people that I love, and they're people that I really cherish and like want to continue to support and have them in my life. And like it's very similar to you in terms of like they're part of my support structure.
Yeah.
Like when I go home, I expect to see my stepmom and I expect to like talk to her and like update her about everything that's going on.
Yeah.
When I call my mom, I expect my stepdad to be right there, and I have to hear it, and I go Billy, and I go like, and I'm like excited to talk to him. Yeah, I go Billy.
Yeah, dude,
I love that guy. He used to give me, I feel like I was telling you about this the other day. He used to give me what's called the collarbone massage.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that. That's kind of crazy though.
Me and my cousin Jacob.
Yeah.
Shout out to that. But we would always be like just like. I don't even know how this started, but he would do this thing where he'd like get his two fingers and like go inside the collarbone and push
so
down,
fucked up.
and we just go. Oh my god,
Jason.
I almost fell. I almost like actually fell, like
oh my
reenacting
God, this guy
that.
almost actually just
I
died.
saved
What
myself
the fuck?
though. No, and we would like literally like fall over. Like my favorite thing is when, because Jacob's like not a very huge dude, so when he would fall over, he would be very or like when he would get collarbone massage, he would just like ragdoll and crumple to the floor. And
That's
it's just, I
crazy.
don't know. He was the person I would like play fight with the most. My stepdad.
Yeah.
Like he would like pick me up and throw me. Like I would like pretend to hit him. I would like actually hit him.
Yeah.
Like he was like the person I did that with.
Yeah.
And I very much cherish like those moments for sure. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, very similar to where like my step parents have been in my life for long enough to where they are like
100%.
They are those role models for me.
No, I very much like similarly. I very much value my relationship with my stepdad. He's like a very important person to me. Like outside of him just like being a big advocate for my mental health and like being there for me. I mean, like I've known him since I was 6.
Yeah.
Like he was introduced into my life as a 6-year-old.
Oh, really?
And he's been there ever since. And he like he's like a big influence on like my work ethic, like my music taste a lot. He was very much like a musical inspiration for me because he writes songs, he plays guitar, he does like a lot of really cool musical stuff, and I think it's super like enviable.
That's awesome.
But I just like there's so many good memories I have of like him and I hanging out. We would like go to a music store sometimes, and him and I would like he would be like, listen to this band, they're really cool. This is kind of what I listen to, and I think you'll like them. And he would play stuff like Black Math by the White Stripes for me, and I'd be like, dude, this hits. Yeah, like everybody, of course, everybody knows the White, like Seven Nation Army, right?
Yeah, of course.
Nobody appreciates some of their other songs that are just fucking bangers.
I'm definitely in that crowd of people who don't appreciate their other songs.
Dude,
I won't lie.
I like listen to the entirety of the Elephant album.
Okay.
So good.
Okay.
Wonderful. But he also got me into bands like Spoon. Yeah, dude, Spoon is awesome. But yeah, just like very much an inspiration.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Spoon.
But I mean, like him and I would like we just had like so many bits that we would do. We used to do this thing where he would act like he was gonna like punch me in the stomach with both fists. So we'd be hanging out. He'd go and like fucking like do this, and I would get so scared. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. Like I thought it was hilarious.
That must be a stepdad thing. Like just in terms of like pretending to physically harm the children. Because my stepdad did that too.
Yeah, maybe.
Like not the double punch thing specifically,
yeah,
but like it was one of those things where he would just like pretend to like, or like my stepdad's really good at cracking people's backs. He's like literally every time I see him, and every time like really any of my siblings see him, we go, "Can you crack our backs?" And we say that as we're like laying down on the floor on our stomachs, and he pops us like crazy.
That's
Do
crazy.
you like getting your back cracked?
I love getting my back cracked. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot, but it scares me sometimes.
The only person who can really crack my back is my dad, and we call it the soul crack.
The soul crack.
Yeah, because like I get so much pent up like tension or whatever. And since he's like one of the only people that can crack my back, like when he does, it's like the whole thing like unravels.
Yeah.
And he's like, I soul cracked you.
Nice. I used to have like a couch that was like shaped perfectly to where if I like rolled my back on it, it would go all the way
crazy.
along the back. But would you go to a chiropractor?
I don't believe in chiropractors. I think they're
Really? Well, I mean, they're fake science, right? Isn't that like their whole
it's like
thing?
stupid.
Is that they're fake science?
I think it's I kind of like enjoy watching those videos, but I'm like, they're just killing people.
Have you ever seen the I'll have to show you this video later and go look this one up if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Just look up man sweats on his chiropractor. Funniest fucking shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, dude, dude.
Funniest shit I've ever seen.
It's literally. I'm gonna describe it to you guys.
Go ahead.
It's this guy that's like he's holding this guy by his head and he's like getting ready to crack his neck, and and the chiropractor goes, "Is that sweat I feel?" And the patient goes, "Haha, yeah," and he goes. And then the chiropractor goes and like cracks his neck, and it cuts to a tombstone of the guy's name. And it plays like the death toll bells. Yeah,
it comes to cuts to a tombstone that says "Man that sweated on his chiropractor." And it's like a 7-second long video, and it is one of the funniest things.
So
I saw it on. Shout out to my man Super TF. I saw it on his stream, but that shit was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
That was awesome.
Dong.
Dude, that's so funny. Last thing that I want to leave with, now that you've reminded me of like content creators. So there's this there's a streamer that I've watched named Squeaks. And I watched a lot of his YouTube videos. He's really funny. His big thing is that he just like gets bullied by his chat. It's very funny.
Nice.
But for the first time recently, I was able to actually catch him live. And he had just gotten back from like hanging out with like Ludwig or something.
Wild.
And so he was like, yeah, guys, I'm back, whatever. And he's like, to all my new viewers, like, I'm Squeaks, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And my first ever chat message in his chat was, I'm new here, and the only reason I'm here is to support chat and bullying you relentlessly, like in your videos.
Nice.
Immediately, it got pinned by a moderator as like the top as the top chat, and I was like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
I'm like immediately.
I'm in.
I fit right in.
Yeah, I'm in.
I'm in. Dude, there's one of like his good bits is like, so he has a video where like somebody leaves a chat message and they're like bullying him, and he's like, hey, keep writing messages like that and you'll be a VIP someday.
He knows his community. He knows it.
Yeah, exactly. He knows his community. Dude, we've been going for about an hour. I think we're coming up on that time. Let me check.
Calling it.
Yeah, man, we're kind of there. But
okay,
Mason.
Yeah,
dude, I missed you, man. I'm so glad that we got to like have this time together.
Of course. No, this is my favorite part of the week at most points.
Really?
Yeah,
dude.
100%.
This is kind of my favorite.
It's
part
definitely
of the week
up there, like top 3 every week for sure.
Let's go, guys. I'm like one of his favorite things every week. Dude, I love you.
I love you too, brother.
Oh man, but guys, thank you so much for watching and listening. We appreciate it very greatly. Huge shout out to Pengu Kim for doing our design, and huge shout out to Reflexes for doing the music. Some exciting news. We're thinking about putting out some stickers soon.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. We're still trying to finalize the details on that, but we'll let you guys know about what's going on in that regard.
Yeah.
Like I said before, we are on every platform now, being Amazon Music, iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube. So be sure to go check us out on all those platforms. Share us with your friends, because we could use all the help. But guys, if you have anything that you want us to talk about on the podcast, be sure to email us at mindmeldthepodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's mindmeldthepodcast@gmail.com. That's going to be it from us. Say bye, Mason.
Goodbye.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. Love you all.
Bye-bye.